Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Draglist Live, where we get to bench race with the world's top drag racers. My name's Bill Pratt. It's awesome to be with you tonight. And I'm super excited because a welcome addition to the Southern California hot rod and drag racing scene. Hot Rod Holly Ansman joins us tonight to tell us all about her exploits. I can't wait to bring Holly in. Before we go to Holly, let's go to John. John, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great here, BP, and howdy from Houston, everybody. Please join us on the live chat. The chat board is to the right of your YouTube window. I'll take notes and I'll pass your questions and comments along to BP and Holly.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And folks, click the like and click the share button. Let your friends know we have Hot Rod Holly Ansman live. And to prove it, let's bring him in. Bring her in. Hot Rod Holly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you on. I see you're out there running around doing some errands, but it's made some time for us. That's cool.
Yes.
Click the like and click the share button. Let your friends know. That's somebody. There we go. We'll mute that. Prove it. Let's bring him in. Bring her in. Hang on. Is that? Let me double check my browser. That's not me. Anybody else have a browser up? Okay. All right. Welcome. Great to see you out at Irwindale. We were out there for the fantastic Nitro Revival. You were all over the place that weekend. What was your sense of that weekend? It kind of sad because it was going away, but a chance to meet a lot of great friends.
It really was. Yeah, I definitely was not going to miss that one. Well, that's always an awesome event. Let's see, I'm trying to think how many years I've been going for. And not only do I go, I bring little Bubba as a push vehicle if they need me, or a pull vehicle. What I don't know. Let's see here. So that is one of my favorite events. And I'm saddened that that was Irwindale's, it's last year. And I'm looking forward to their new location. I think, where were they? When they were smaller, they had done Verona, which is close to me.
Right.
But it's too small of a location for them. They've outgrown that. And I think they said they might be doing Bakersfield, which would be nice. I would definitely take the road trip out there. I'd find it a fun adventure. And of course, like I said, to start off, or let's say end the car season with friends.
You bet. Well, you're down in the San Diego area, right? So it's a little bit of a jaunt up north for you.
Yeah, it is. And I do have a sister that lives in Northridge, Porter Ranch area. So it's still not that close. I mean, like Pomona, Irwindale's like an hour drive anyway.
Right.
It's probably about 2 hours from San Diego. Good little drive, depending on traffic.
Got it. Well, you're out there during the Cackle Fest. I saw you standing up on a pole to get a better, up on the guardrail to get a better view of all the cars. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, somebody got a picture of me jumping up. I was trying to do my video and I jumped up on the railing, my feet up on the railing to get a better view. And somebody got me oh my gosh, I'm running such a blank, an awesome shot of me though, which I appreciate. Yeah, it was a good event.
Well, tell us, you mentioned him a little bit ago. You have a true love. I know a lot of guys like following you on the internet, but you do have a true love. Tell us about little Bubba, the love of your life.
Well, the love of my life, the love affair started like 26 years ago, and that is my 1956 Chevy pickup. Who he's gone through a lot of changes, and we've gone through a lot and experienced a lot together. Probably more than anyone in my life. I've had more adventures with my truck. Is that lonely? I'm not sure. So yes. So that is little Bubba, my 56 Chevy pickup with the Hawaiian lei painted around him and Chevrolet on his tramp stamp is Chevrolet.
Chevrolet, right? A little
LEI. Yes, there's a Hawaiian lei painted over the T.
That's fantastic. Well, you've I guess there was even a ceremony, right, at one of the drag strips there with the great announcer Bob Beck. Tell us about that.
There actually was. I had a little commitment ceremony. Bob and Peggy had gotten married at Irwindale racetrack, the circle track, and they invited friends to their wedding, and they invited friends to either get married or renew their vows Well, I had decided to do a commitment ceremony with little Bubba. So it was just a fun little ceremony, and Bob Beck married us. Stormy Bird, race car driver, gave me away, and his lovely bride, Anna Marco, was my maid of honor. And Peggy Beck, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. Peggy Beck made me a wedding ring from a Moon Eyes antenna ball and a zip tie. So yeah, it was lots of fun.
Very hot rod. Very, very cool. Where did you take that thing all over the place, right? Tell us about some of your travels.
I do. In the 26 years I've had little Bubba, I have numerous trips from San Diego to Los Angeles and back, for just, hot rod events, lowrider cruises, a little bit of everything. So numerous trips back and forth from there. At one point, it seemed like I was going at least, once a week on a road trip, if not more, back and forth. I would normally stay up there at my sister's, depending on what was going on.
Right.
But also, I've taken little Bubba to Chicago and back. Just a couple years ago, I did a road trip with some friends, and we decided to do the Route 66, which I plan on doing again in a couple years. The 2026 is the 100th year anniversary.
Wow.
So I plan on doing that again. As a matter of fact, oh gosh, I told you I'm a huge procrastinator. My buddy Carl called me today and I didn't get back to him. He's planning a trip this coming year. So I've got to see if that fits into my schedule, and I'll take another road trip.
That sounds awesome. Well, what are the innards like? What do you got in a 350 Chevy, or?
It's a 350. I now have a 400 with a gear vendor's back. It's a good little cruiser. Most of the years I had a 700 R4 before that went out, before I decided to get the 400. Like I said, it's been a good reliable truck.
That's awesome.
Well, for the last couple of years, he's been giving me headaches.
You're schlepping across the country to Chi-Town.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty reliable. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of things you've done with it. Let's check in with John real quick and see. John, do we have anybody out there on the chat line that wants to say hello?
We have 14 people here in the chat on the show, watching and listening. However, I am so far unable to get the live chat to show up on the chat window. So I'm working on
John's on it. Folks, John is with a brand new PC. You guys are seeing the debut of the new 27-inch iMac down in Texas. So we got John completely transferred over, but still a couple of growing pains. So welcome everybody. We'll get hopefully get your questions here in just a little bit. So thanks, John.
Well, we have 14 people and started streaming 8 minutes ago. It says no description has been added to this video. Well,
I do that afterwards.
But they're all here, and I'm sure that they love to see you tonight, Holly.
Well, I wish I had more time to promote it. I got a good response from it, but I wanted to let them know. I mean, I just found out that last minute about them being able to call in and throw some questions out there.
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, you've done great social media for this show. I know we did this.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Well, John's on it, folks. We'll get that together and let's jump back in. Holly, so you've been on TV with the truck, right? You and little Bubba have done some pretty cool things. Tell us about My Ride Rules on Speed TV. How did that all come about?
That was, I was bartending in San Diego and El Cajon, and one of my hot rod buddies, my car buddies, who runs the El Cajon cruise out there, this guy Charger Steve, he had come in and he said that he had wanted to do this thing, but they were looking for women, and I really had no idea what he was talking about at first anyway. And he said, just send a picture of yourself and then send a picture of your truck. And I was like, well, what exactly is it? Because it was a show that had not aired yet.
Okay.
And like I said, it wasn't something I went looking for. I was always comfortable behind the bar. but that was pretty much it, like in my comfort zone. Anyway, I sent off, it was a TV show, and I sent off a picture, and they called me up and set up an interview. And I decided, I still wasn't even sure I was going to do it. I was like, oh, I don't know. Um, and it just happened so fast that I ended up, doing it and in the show. And my bragging rights was I did win against 3 guys. Basically, the show was based on, it hadn't aired yet, so it was new, so we didn't know anything about it. It was based on people, like 4 people competing against one another, judging each other on their ride, the performance, but the appearance, and then the personality of the person in their ride.
Mm-hmm.
And so fortunately, I went out to 3 guys. My little bragging rights there. And
Awesome.
And I took that trophy around for, a year. It was like I put it right on smack on the top of my truck. If it was windy, I would just kind of put weights in it or whatever. But I was like, I was like, are you tired of taking that around? I said, no, I'm taking it for a whole entire year.
Oh,
So that was my bragging right. And
that's
that
your
was kind
Wally
of,
right there.
yeah, it was exactly. And I've always been into classic cars. My first car I bought was a classic car before I actually had a license. And I don't know, it really, with social media and the show, really made it easier for me to go places alone. So, it's made it easier for people to approach me and talk to me about something other than the vehicle itself, my truck itself. But yeah.
Very cool. Well, you did some other TV too, right? Like what, Wrench Wars? Tell us about that one.
I did do Wrench Wars. I didn't do as well. I was I always say, I told you that my love is greater than my knowledge. I have worked on my vehicles. I rebuilt the motors on both of my El Caminos with my mechanic, and I had worked on my truck, but my love is greater than my knowledge. I don't claim to know what I'm doing with it. And Wrench Wars was basically 3 categories. What have you done to change the appearance? What have you done mechanically? And my opponent, I love her dearly. It's awesome that I made good friends that way, such amazing friends. But she's very knowledgeable about Rebecca Nunez. She's very knowledgeable about cars. She built her car with her dad, and anyway, so I don't know if it was a sympathy vote or not. I won one category, she won the next, and then the other was a actual physical challenge. And during that physical challenge, I was wrenching on the wrong part, but I did bust that bolt loose because I know dudes that could have done that. And I was like, I was so determined. So, but that was fun too. And it actually led me into, it was My Ride Rules that led me into joining the TMPCC, which is the Television Motion Picture Car Club. And that I have met a bunch of amazing people through that as well. And it also gave little Bubba the opportunity to be in a couple commercials for Jay Leno's Garage when his show came out. 2 of the commercials he was in, one was where they spelt out the call letters on the dry lake beds. Mm-hmm. And you get glimpses, just glimpses, and you get glimpses of him driving through the dry lake bed. And the other one was when he jumped all the cars. Well, little Bubba is a quarter away from the end. So you just get a glimpse. You don't really see any of the cars specifically. You just see them all lined up.
So what do you mean jump the
awesome
cars?
Opportunity.
Did he legit do that, or was that CGI or what?
He didn't do it in front of us, so I don't think so. I don't think so.
Maybe somebody did.
I think they thought there was too much at stake. Yeah. You know what I mean? If something had happened with all those cars.
We've already seen Jay take a tumble in the Hemi under glass. We don't want that.
Yeah.
But so cool. And you actually made it into the Wall Street Journal with the truck too. Tell us about that.
I did. That was such a huge honor. Gosh, I told you I would run blanks on names and dates. And anyway, I was approached by, I can't think of her name right now, and she's such a doll. I was approached by a woman that I know, and she had asked if I was interested. I said, yes, of course. So she, took some pictures, and there was an article written of little Bubba and myself. And so there was a little article there. It's a huge honor.
That's fantastic. While you're all over the place. So let me give John the nod. Let me see if there's and John, do we see our folks yet? What's there's
Right now I'm in settings, on our YouTube show, and I'm working on activating live chat.
Okay, wow.
Search on that, but we've got 16 people here, and I'd love to see what they have to say, but I can't get the damn thing to open.
Well, if anybody out there is set that up, I mean, I'm going to keep talking to Holly, but so I can't jump off. But if you've had some experience doing live chat, drop John a note. We'll get this rolling. Thank you, John. You got it. Well, let's go to you first while you're working. You got any thoughts for Holly? Well, maybe we'll change the direction of your head for a second.
Well, Holly, I've seen you at all of these events, and I know that you're a major personality on the hot rod shows out there, and I believe you're in California, aren't you?
I am in Southern California.
Fantastic. And I was, this came in kind of late. I just hope I put your graphic together okay. And
oh, you did an amazing job. I absolutely loved it. I actually might make it my cover photo, if you don't mind.
Well, thank you. This is in fact, if I can get your email address, I can send you a high res version of this at 11 by 17, and you can get it printed at
oh, I would love that.
It costs, for a color copy of one of these things, it costs less than $2.
I would love that. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say my email, and it's an easy one. It's hotrodholly@ymail.com.
That's right. And it is Ymail, guys. It is not.
I think Y is to Yahoo is what G is to Google. I'm pretty sure.
So. Yeah, because I looked that up before I sent you an email yesterday, and it went to Yahoo. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll get that. That'll be cool to do, and then you make a nice hard one of those, and for $5, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Anyway, you can join many other top drag racers who have, like TV Tommy Ivo and others, who have Big John JB posters in their family rooms and stuff. But
the most honored I've ever been with this doing graphics for Draglist was Tommy Ivo had one of my posters blown up and framed, and it's hanging in his house.
That is an honor. He's such an awesome guy.
Roland Leon did the same thing.
And, that's so cool.
My races of the week do that too. Whenever they want it, whenever anybody wants one, I'll send it to them.
It's
very nice.
We have our super crew. We stole the word super crew from the side of Bill Jenkins' cars, but it's Grumpy Jenkins. But we love our super crew for sure. Well, so you tell us how you get started. Tell us, Holly, about some of the events you have coming up. What's in the near future for you?
Oh, I did put some notes down. Well, of course, this weekend is the Grand National Roadster Show, Pomona Fairgrounds, and that'll be going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm hoping to get a sneak peek on Thursday setup so I can walk through and catch some videos during the show. I do have some time to run around, but I help out with the charity auction. I'm a auction Vanna along with my friend Yahida. And so, also wearing heels and stuff like that I don't want to go too much tromping around. And then, so yeah, come look for me at the charity auction and maybe bid on something or do a buy it now. Also, you could catch me there at the award ceremony. I'm one of the Yahida and I are the trophy girls, along with Deborah. So yes, Grand National Roadster Show this weekend. I will be there all day. Little Bubba will be outside of Building 4. And let's see here. What else do I have coming up? March 1st. I'm so excited. I know who knows what it's going to turn out like. And who knows what the weather is going to be. And there's not much accommodations close by. But Amboy at Roy's Cafe on Route 66. They're doing a fundraiser car show event for the Roy's Cafe and Motel. I guess I should say. Anyway, so that's what it's for. And, it's going to be Saturday, March 1st. It sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. There's not a lot of accommodations nearby, but the night before, if you want, you could camp out. If you're have a camp, I mean, I'll camp out in Little Bubba. They have restrooms, a place to freshen up the next day. I figure it'll be an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
Where
like,
is
and
that
they're going to have
approximately? So are
huh?
we heading out? Is it towards Arizona or about where it is?
Amboy, California. You can look it up.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Route 66? I kind of expect everyone to
Um,
know some of the stuff.
I've heard the song, yeah, but I mean, no.
Okay. So, a lot of Route 66 is really kind of like, there it is.
Yeah,
There's
right.
not a lot around. And,
The old dusty
and,
trailer.
and there's definitely not any fancy accommodations if you're used to any nearby here.
Right.
So that's why they said people are welcome to camp out, and they're going to do a movie the night before. And I think that evening as well, which I probably won't stay for, but going to be a fun event. And you can look that up on, I didn't write down the website, but you
We'll
can look
send
it
us
up
an
on
email.
Facebook.
We'll throw it
Yeah,
up
you can
in
look
the
it up on
chat.
Facebook. The Amboy, the Roy's Motel, motel and cafe. You can look that up and you'll find it. That's, like I said, March 1st. March 15th, I'm going out to Crafty Kate's Classic Burger Car Show that she puts on. It's her 5th annual, and that's in Ridgecrest, California. Another place, there's not a whole lot out there, but a lot of awesome people. And I'll be helping out with that as well, with the auction, or, helping them with their raffle tickets or whatever they need. So again, that's March 15th. I hope to see everyone out there. And then
Awesome.
I don't even know. I don't know the dates on the other ones. Lake Hughes is having another car show. That's one I'm coming up to. And Rat City Ruckus in Vegas. I'm going to be one of the guest judges for their Miss Ruckus contest. Let's see what else I have. I'm going to go. I had told you that I was out in Sweden last year.
Yeah.
And so I have plans to do some of that trip again, and I'm going to be with Robin Millar of Pete Millar's Drag Racing Cartoons. Her and I are going to be out there at the PT, I guess you say PT Dragway.
Are you Pitya
So
Dragway? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we had a
That's
blast last year.
fantastic.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, we love Robin. We've had her on the show, and I
I
got a chance
adore
to get
her.
my hug out in Urbandale. I go way, way back with Robin and her dad, the great Pete Millar of drag cartoons, and their lovely mom.
Oh yes,
Her
Aura
mom.
May.
Yeah,
Sweetie.
she's a dear.
I never met the father,
Yeah,
but
it was during those early 2000s California Hot Rod reunions when I met them at first.
yeah,
And of course, he was legendary throughout, and she just followed
yeah.
him along. But that's exciting. So tell us about that trip you took to Europe the last time.
Well, like I said, I started out in northern Sweden, and I think it's called Luleå. I'm not
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
really sure. Anyway, that's where the PT Dragway was. And of course, I thought, oh, this is going to be a nightmare when I got there. The mascot for the Dragway is a mosquito. I thought,
Great.
this is going to be horrible. I'm going to be bit up. I knew that I would be camping out in in a little room that was made off of the announcer's tower. So I mean, there
Hmm.
was a lot of things there. It was definitely roughing it, but we had an amazing time. And then and it was a lot of fun. The races were fun. The event was fun. Everybody treated us like royalty. We had an amazing time. Um, and then from there, I went over to my buddy Michael was with Custom Mikes. He's in I guess it's central Sweden,
Uh-huh.
and there's a big, huge car show over there called the Power Big Meet. And I went, that was at, I'm trying to say, Hoveby Airfield. I'm not really sure. I told you if I didn't take notes, I would be running a blank on everything
Close enough.
that I wanted to
I don't
say.
think anybody here is
So,
going to go. We just want to.
I don't know. You know what? They should go. You know what? It's amazing how many people I have met, though, or that I know from social media that I met there in person.
Wow.
So there was a ton of people that I had been friends with, or, vice versa, a lot of travel. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not just a hop, skip, and a jump, but
Yeah. The Scandinavians love their hot rodding and drag racing, though. They're crazy.
I know.
Well, let me check in with John because I did a little peek in here. John, how are we doing? Did we see that there's
there, man. I sure wish I could see the chat board.
Well, let's see. So let's go to AI and let's see what AI tells us. So AI, if you'll pardon us for a second, it says go live, go to open YouTube and click on the create button and select to go live. We're already live, right? Choose the streaming software and click go. Well, I think we're the big thing is the click on edit under customization and click customization. Do you see that? Do you see an edit section?
Is that in Zoom or in YouTube?
In YouTube.
Okay. Now I go to, what was it you said?
Let's see. Open YouTube and click on the create button and select to go live, but we're already going live. So I think we've done that.
On the create button?
Yes. Do you see go live there?
Yeah, I did this earlier.
Okay. So the streaming software, well, we're already up. And do you see an edit right there?
It says request access to streaming.
Okay.
Requested it may take up to 24 hours to get access to live streaming. So I'll go ahead and request it.
Well, do you see an edit button somewhere?
An edit button?
Yes. Or something that says customization or live chat.
It says gain access to this feature to access live streaming on desktop. First, verify your phone number.
Okay, we're done. Done. So folks, we're not going to do any of that stuff. So folks, thanks for joining us. I'm sorry we couldn't get to the chat. I don't know. So we didn't change it. YouTube is YouTube, where we always sort of do it. So unfortunately, thanks for joining us. We'll chat a little more. We'll chat with you guys. We'll gather your questions. We'll send them to Holly and then we'll post them. How about that?
I can't believe it. It's worked fine up until right now.
Yeah, well, we'll get to
your jinx?
Keep clicking. Yeah, no one's a jinx. Well,
I'm your schlep rock. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about any of your interests away from drag racing. What do you like to do when you're not hanging out at drag racing or hot rodding?
Cars are car events are really kind of my world. I really other than hanging out with friends, and just laying low and taking it easy, pretty much that's most of my entertainment and fun. Car shows, helping out, volunteering with car events. Basically everything I do is really kind of evolved around cars. I have a charity event I do annually for Christmas, which is Hot Rod Holly's Christmas Morning Cruise, and it's cars. It's a cruise. Yeah. Basically, that is it. I mean, I'm on the board of the San Diego Association of Car Clubs Council. My life is cars. Other than my mom, my sister, just kind of laying low, relaxing, nothing special there. Well, not nothing special. I don't want to say it that way. I'm saying nothing really exciting or to.
We won't tell anybody. This won't go anywhere.
I know.
Just
my
kidding.
Mom saying what?
Well, that's it's sort of we asked that a lot of people, and it's typically, with the exception of the rare person, it's pretty much what everybody says, whether they're a racer or a hot rod or whatever. So.
The cars are the world. Well, yeah. So.
Hey, let me jump in for 1 second. John, Miss Kate sent you a picture of something. I sent it to both of us, I think. So
hi,
maybe
Kay.
It's some sort of, yeah.
I love Kay.
Yeah. Hey, Kay, she's amazing. And
she
gets all our good guests like you.
Yes, thank you for referring me.
Yeah, she's amazing, right? So do you have any what was are there any sponsors or anybody else who helps you do some stuff that you want to give some shout outs to?
You know what? I used to promote for a powder coating company and Olympic Coatings, and he used to help me out quite a bit. But no. So if anyone needs a promo girl, I will say that if anyone needs a promo girl or wants to sponsor anything, I'm totally up for it. I never ask. I never ask for anything. I probably should, because I'm good at promoting. But no. I have a
we
lot
could
of friends.
definitely get you a
lot of people in
Draglist
my life.
t-shirt.
Huh?
I said, well, at least get you a Draglist t-shirt like John's wearing. Then we can.
Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. We'll have to do that. Yeah. No. I'm very grateful for a lot of people that have been in my life and helped me along the way with things. But yeah.
Let's see. Well, let me think. I'm putting my thinking cap on, and I wonder. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's give this a try, guys and gals. If you want to send me an email to radio@draglist.com with your question or comment for Holly, I will try to do some multitasking here. So I'm opening that up. Because I know we got some great people out there, and we definitely want to hear from them. So pardon me while I look at my phone. But
well, then please tell me that the questions are a huge part of your show, because I'm thinking, like, did you run out of things to ask me? Did you run out of conversation with me?
Well, no, I got a couple left, and we can keep going. But no, what we do, we typically go every 10 minutes, and that takes 5 to 6 minutes. And we also get great questions and comments from from folks that I don't think to ask. So
absolutely.
Let's see what we got. So one more time, pardon me while I look away, folks. I don't want to be rude, but I do want to see if anybody. So once again, radio@draglist.com. If you want to drop me a note. Here's Miss K. She says, I sent you a screenshot, but I'm not seeing it, buddy. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at Kay. Kay's hooking us up. So here is the chat. Thank you, Kay. Mwah, mwah. Here we go. So John, I'm gonna do John's job. Sorry, John. From Craig Takamori, who's one of our awesome friends from Southern California. You likely know him. He says, good evening, Bill, John, and Hot Rod Holly. Glad to be here. And that I remembered, LOL. All right, brother. Randy Johnson says, good guest, good evening, gents and lady. And let's see, Riverside Artifacts says, you seem to have taken a page from Linda Vaughn, the Hearst Golden Girl. Will you ever go national and attend the Indy 500 or the National Drags? There we go. Thank you, Riverside Artifacts. Holly, what do you say?
Oh, I'm so flattered and honored that you even compare me to her. And yes, of course.
Let's do it.
I just need a position to fill and be asked.
Yeah, Linda's awesome. Jack Red. Hello, Jack.
I wouldn't know what to do. She's amazing.
Mr. Jack approved. I'll bet Mr. Jack Red is he's 90 now, and he's one of the legendary names, magazine editor, newspaper editor, promoter, 4th in the world in AHRA stock eliminated drag racing. He's done it all. But he also has the Jack approved decals, little black and white JA decals that all the big East Coast 60s cars had him on. Anyway, he says hello. And I always like to give a shout out to Jack. Island Girl says, Miss K is here. Hey, Island Girl. Tom Warren says, hi, team. Go ahead, Holly, you had a thought?
Who's Island Girl?
That's Miss K Turkelson.
Well, Kay, I didn't know that. We need a little Island Girl photo shoot next to little Bubba and his little Chevrolet. He likes the Island Girls.
It's with the lay and all.
Yes.
Riverside Artifact says, it's Kevin, your big fan from Indy.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you.
Awesome. He's amazing. So thank you, Kevin. Jim Cummings. Hi, all. Jim Cummings, who runs a nostalgia dragster circuit on the East Coast fuel circuit. Pretty cool. Rich Panacaro says, here, finally. I don't know, maybe Rich was having challenges getting in as well. And Randy Johnson says, hang on. Amboy is out in the middle of nowhere. Thank you, Randy. I think Randy, we got to that. Kay, you're a lifesaver. We got our comments in. If you see some more, you want to send some more, we'll make it happen. But thanks so much. So what was I going to ask you next? We talked about shout outs. Here's what I was going to ask you. Where can people find you on the internet if they want to follow along?
Well, on my Facebook, which is public, and I don't know how much room I have for friends at the moment, but it is public. And so I have it completely open. It is Holly Ansman, if you ANSMAN. And if you type in Hot Rod Holly, you should find me. And on Instagram, it is Hot Rod Holly Ansman.
Okay.
So those are the two places you could find me.
Fantastic. Well, we'll get some folks chasing it down online. In the meantime, let's pop over to John one more time. John, any thoughts from you, sir? I'm sorry we had to make kind of do what do they call catch as catch can, or any port in a storm or anything like that. But Miss K is not only getting us the best guests, not only lining up guests for us and doing cool stuff and promoting the show, but hooking us up while we're on. So thank you, buddy.
Well, something like this has never happened before. And, I've been able to just get right on YouTube, right to the chat. And thank you, BP, for doing what you did. I didn't think to use my cell phone to check in with YouTube.
Well, Miss K hooked us up. And John, I don't know what you're talking about. Always something like that. We've done this show since 2010, June of 2010. We've gone through several different platforms. Every one of them has brought its own challenges, and this is our latest one. So I was just with John and I before we came on tonight. We were talking about brand new computer down at John's shop, or at least a new one to John. All the bells and whistles, but you know what happens, guys? Early in the season, you take it out, make a couple runs, and
I'm still learning how to get around on this thing, which it's a beautiful computer, and I love what it's doing and everything. And Holly, I apologize for not being able to just let you have the chat right off it, but the next time you come on the show, I guarantee you it'll be there.
That's completely okay.
We're doing great. Now we got Holly, we got paradise by the dashboard light now as the sun is setting on the West Coast there, and it's getting a little darker.
I know, that's why I turned it on, so I had a little bit of light. So yeah, that's true. That's a good song.
Yeah, that's a great song. It's a good old Meatloaf. And so it's been a great conversation. It's been so much fun having you on. Any final thoughts for the fans out there or friends? Tell us what's on your mind, and like keep things going. And what's some final thoughts from you? What's your sign off for us?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Do your best to stay happy and positive. I have no idea what to say. Keep on cruising, keep on trucking, honks and kisses.
Honks and kisses.
That's my little saying, honks and kisses.
I love it. Well, that's your tagline. I like.
Yeah.
Ours is turning heroes into pals, and one of our heroes, Hot Rod Holly Ansman. Thank you so much for coming on.
I like that.
It's been super fun, and you join a line.
You have me back on, I'll be more prepared. I promise.
Oh, you're fantastic. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you and Miss K, the Island Girls, to go out there and cover a live event, and then do some live streaming and tell us what's going on.
We would love that.
Let's do that. Yeah, we just talked with Radio Bob. Do you know who that is? One of K's POCs.
I do not think we've actually met.
Yeah, so we're my
memory is short too. Sometimes I always say, hey, anybody says hi to me, don't think I forgot you. Just refresh my memory. It takes a while. If I don't see somebody consistently,
yeah,
I go so many places and run into so many different people. So
yep, I hear you, bud. It happens all the time.
I know.
Hot Rod Holly Ansman, thank you for joining us. All the best. Thanks for fitting us into your schedule there as you ran some errands, and it was fun meeting you, fun talking to you, and we'll see you somewhere down the road.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hot Rod Holly Ansman, heading out into the sunset there in the West Coast. See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, let's say farewell, and let's bring in John for this week's JB's Take and the Racer of the Week. John, take it away.
Thanks, BP. First of all, folks, I apologize about the chat. I have no idea what happened there, but it'll get fixed. I promise you. My pick for Racer of the Week is Lee Taylor from London, United Kingdom. Lee is the builder and driver of the Outlaw OA Pop pickup, which he will race this season in the Outlaw Anglia group. Lee amazed me with his build of this awesome hot rod. He went above and beyond conventional hot rod building, and he now has what I call the finest drag race car I have ever seen. He created a Facebook group that detailed the complete build step by step from day one until today. His attention to detail is incredible. Check out the Outlaw OA Pop pickup page on Facebook. It's great. The most recent additions to this car is a BTE Powerglide transmission and a Motec C125 dash installed. It removed 9 gauges and combining it all into one dash unit on an LED screen. Lee recommends this unit as it is much more utilitarian and easy to see. I featured Lee in 2018 for his 48 Anglia street rod gasser, and it is absolutely perfect. This car is a 100% flat out full drag race car, and it is ready to rock and roll in 2025. August 2019 was when he bought the body shell to start the modification to turn it into a pickup. The chassis was started a year later. Over the years, I've been blown away by the level of expertise that has gone into this truck. The engine is a state-of-the-art big block with the finest high-performance parts you can get. I expect to see this car run with the best of them in the Outlaw Anglia group, which is one of the UK's strongest competitive groups. Lee's son Freddie also pilots a junior dragster and is following in his dad's footsteps. The Taylor family is a close-knit group, and they all support and help each other in their racing efforts. This project is an example of top-level engineering, dedication, and creativity. I see it as an inspiration to anyone who has dreams of building their ideal race car. Well, here it is, folks. Lee did it. Lee, you have done exceedingly well with this Outlaw Anglia. We're looking forward to see how your upcoming season goes, and we wish you the good luck, safe racing, and the best of times in the future. Now, as y'all know, last week we had a winter storm here in Houston. We got 5 inches of snow and a layer of ice on our freeways. Houston is laid out like a giant pizza, and it goes 100 miles in all directions. It sits on the northern edge of the coastal plain, and by plain, I mean it's flat. We regularly deal with floods when it rains because the water doesn't have anywhere to go once it hits the ground, and it takes a while for it to drain off into the bayous and streams. But the snow and ice brought this city of 5 million people to a complete standstill. We had to stay home for 4 days because the roads were impassable until the frozen layer on top had melted. And of course, there was no further snow or ice coming in to back up what had already happened. Our palm trees in the backyard were covered with snow and ice, and once it melted, they were fine, like nothing had happened. The big philodendrons next to the house all died. But this event made me think about my friends who live up north. I can't imagine how y'all get through the winter up there. 5 inches of snow is nothing compared to 5 feet of snow. I know it's improvise, overcome, and adapt, but I gotta say that my hat's off to y'all for your ability to not just survive, but to deal with these situations. I've only seen snow here in Houston 6 times in my life, and every time it's been beautiful to look at, but difficult to deal with. So everybody just stay safe and well. You are the most important part of this show, and we love you all. It's a great way for us to spend an hour together on a Monday night, and we'll see y'all next time. God bless America. Back to you, BP.
Thank you, John. And folks, check out those beautiful backgrounds that John has on his computer. Now that we have what we did is we actually took the old Draglist computer that I had, shipped it down to John over the holidays, and he set it up with a great team down there. And now we hope that it's going to bring you a better experience. So, John, in the past, one of the things is that John's old computer didn't have the capability. Maybe not the RAM to actually put his beautiful images behind him. So the new one does. And so now, where formerly I would like scooch over and then show the racer of the week on my screen from here. Now John can do that. And then, of course, this YB normal, JB's take. I love it. So, and John, and of course, we have John's bug behind him there, the winter circle photo from Eddyville, Iowa, that Gina White took several years ago.
From Eddyville in 2009. And that was the impossible dream.
I'm telling you, bro, we've been doing this a bit, haven't we, friends, for so many years. Anyway, thank you, John. Hey, you know what? No, it worked out. We're a team. Miss Kate tossed us the Zoom chat. We'll figure that out. That is not that's nobody's fault but YouTube's. I have no idea why you go into the same page that we do every single week and it didn't work. We'll figure it out, and we will improvise, overcome, and adapt, just like we do with 5 feet of snow up here.
I had the thought, BP, that maybe I need to establish a YouTube account.
Well, you're welcome to do it, but this is as long as you're in the Draglist YouTube account, it should be,
True. That's true.
So different. We've been doing this for months now, so we'll figure it out. Anyway, well, thank you, John. Always great stuff. Let's go on to talking to Miss Kay. She has shared. Now, I'm not going to share any names, but we have one of 3 terrific guests that are going to be on next Monday night. So we definitely will have a guest next Monday night. And then we got folks lined up for the next couple of weekends. We just need to slot them in the right place. So thank you to Miss Kate Turkelson, who always looks out for us, including some extra duty tonight. Plus, got us, Holly, which was great. Let's go on to those we lost. I'm saying farewell to John Macy, who passed away on the 12th of January. John had a really cool Plymouth Cuda drag racing car called Led Zeppelin, LEAD, and very well loved, and a lot of other great Mopars. Farewell to John Macy, who passed away on the 12th. Also, hearing from Doug Marone, he said a very good friend, Gordon Keck, passed away this last week. He was a business owner for many years, a lifelong racing enthusiast as a driver, builder, owner of top dragsters and Bonneville race cars of the era. Farewell, Gordy. That's Gordon Keck, passing away last week as well. And finally, this from our dear friend Steve Gibbs. His passes on the John Rasmussen, passed away on January 16th. John was a hardcore owner racer, well known for his gas dragster operation with Gene Adams, the great injected fuel tuner. His drivers included Billy the Kid Scott, Rick Stewart, and his car was a dominant force back in that era, especially at Lions. In real life, John put in over 45 years with the Los Angeles City Fire Department, retiring in 2007. Much of his career, he was an engineer on Fireboat 2 in the San Pedro Harbor. So John Rasmussen, a man obviously who just took life by the horns and lived it. But thank you so much to our friend Steve Gibbs for passing that on. So farewell, John Macy, Gordon Keck, John Rasmussen, our lost friends for this week. And I guess we're down to our final farewell. So John, any thoughts on the show? Don't want to hear about the chat. That ain't on you. We'll figure that out. We tested everything else, and who knew that YouTube would screw us over? So what do you think, sir?
Well, Hot Rod Holly was a great guest, and she was so gracious to me for my failure to come up with any chats. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm supposed to be doing that, and I was going, what the hell? But these things happen. It's if something can go wrong, you're guaranteed that it will go wrong.
Yep.
So next time I'll be prepared for that. And I really enjoyed having Holly with us. She's a wonderful person. I'm going to be in touch with her to send her a copy of her graphics so that she can get it printed out. And anybody, the races of the week or any of our guests that ever want that, just let me know. I'll do it. I'll send it to you.
It's a standard offer. Thank you, John. And it is, you don't just do the chat, you promote the show all week long. You do these beautiful posters. And by the way, everything that you see that pops up on Facebook, all the promos, including a live one every single Monday now before the shows with a new poster that combines both posters plus a background. That's all, John. So thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you.
It's great. Let's do our wrap. Everybody, we want to thank Hot Rod Holly Ansman, who was a lot of fun to talk with. John Balkman, of course, my brother. Kay Turkelson, looking out for us, Miss Kay, the Island Girl, and Rob McCabe, who's crazy editing up the. Let's talk about the overall Draglist crew that's keeping the Draglist up. Rob McCabe, the modern stuff, Mel Bashore and Ron Toombs. And by the way, it's pronounced Thums. But I talked with him and said, I've been mentioning your name a couple of times. Let me make sure it's a Tums or Thumbs. He goes, dude, it's Toombs. So, okay, got you. Ron Toombs, who you will see on Facebook, also taking care of, just a lot of great history from the Midwest. So thank you guys for keeping us up to date and keeping those drag lists fresh. They do it in honor and memory of the big man, Danny White, who worked with me from 1990 until 2023. Putting this crazy thing together. Just think about it, 33 solid years of volunteering, keeping Draglist up to date. And so thanks to Rob, Mel, and Ron for keeping that going. I really appreciate it because this is not a one-man show by any stretch of imagination. Not even this show is, and certainly not, our 10,000 page drag racing website. So anyway, I want to thank them, and I want to thank Jeff Gilder of Zeus Digital Marketing, Racers Reunion, and Wing Ding TV. By the way, I found a treasure trove of old shows, including ours, including the old Wally Bell shows. And by the way, I talked with Beverly Bell, Wally's widow, today, a dear, dear friend and racer herself. They traveled all over, and told her that I was going to be talking to Jeff about perhaps, posting some of those old shows, and indeed our old shows right here on, certainly going to be doing our old shows right here on this YouTube channel. And I found a bunch of great interviews over the years. I found some of those cool promos from like Jungle Pam and TV Tommy Ivo and others, where they said, you're listening to Racing and Rockin' on Draglist.com. So we've changed the name of the show a bit, but it means about the same thing. Anyway, thanks to Jeff Gilderin, the guy who got us started way back in June of 2010. Click the like and click the share button, folks. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. We're trying to build our group back up. We lost a lot of people when Facebook stopped letting us do videos. So we need to move the crew over here to YouTube and make it happen. Check it on Draglist.com every day to see what's new. We post at least one story every day, plus a lot of stuff up on Facebook. And finally, we hope your new year is going great so far. See you next Monday night. Don't know who it's going to be, but we got 3 candidates. So folks, have a fabulous week. And on behalf of John and Kay and everybody else,